Massacre on the beat!
Welcome, everyone, to the Winlife podcast, where we focus on financial and personal growth, as well as creative expression. Today, I've brought a very special guest and close friend of mine, Human, aka Mr. GPG. Now, Human is a Forex and crypto trader, as well as trading coach. He is also an entrepreneur of many different businesses. In 2019, Human created his DMA trading system, which he has taught to several students. He has since gone on to evolve his trading style and system to new heights. Mr. GPG now resides in Toronto, Canada, where he trades every day and coaches every week. So we're very happy to have Human on the show today. Welcome to the Winlife podcast, bro.
Thank you for having me, bro. I'm very glad to be here.
Oh, it's a big blessing to be here. You know, this is a new cast that we're doing, and I'm calling in all my friends to help teach the world, teach all our friends. And, you know, it's kind of that each one teach one movement. And I've had a lot of good feedback in my DMs and my email, people really thanking us for this content because there's a lot of people that don't know about investing or business or even just the creative process in general, how to turn those thoughts into things. So that's what the Win Life podcast is about. It's about adding value. It's about helping others, right? So like we say, your network is your net worth. So glad to have you in my network, brother. Once again, thanks for being
Thanks,
here.
bro. I'm one of the big fans so far. Listen to all the episodes and really loving it.
Hey, we appreciate it. So I guess we'll kick it off. I just want to know, we know you're a trader. We know you trade Forex, the foreign exchange market, as well as cryptos. So how long have you been trading?
I started trading in I think March 2018, and since then I never quitted this trading business. And yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we actually started the same spring 2018. So
yeah,
I knew the answer. I just wanted to ask you for the audience. What were you doing before trading? Were you in any businesses, things like that?
yeah. I had a money exchange storefront, and I used to exchange money, but it was more like being a broker rather than being a trader. So I was a broker before I become a trader.
Okay, so you had you said an exchange, like a currency exchange, or
Yes, currency exchange. So back in 2018, now actually in Canada, there's so many money exchange that dealing with cryptocurrency right now. But back in 2018, I'm not sure if you remember or recall, but I was one of the first persons in or businesses in Canada that brought Bitcoin ATM into their store. And I was trying to basically creates some sort of money exchange the way we used to do with real money for cryptocurrency. But unfortunately, with my partners and people that I was dealing with, their age was much older than me, and they couldn't take the risk that I was willing to take, and they couldn't come with ideas that I had. The cryptocurrency was just the big, what are you talking about, back in the 2018. Actually, it had the first all-time highs, and a lot of people knew it and knew the potential, but my partners didn't want to invest in it. So I ended up, one of the reasons I got out of that business was this, that they didn't help me with my ideas and let me achieve it. Because right now I know businesses that actually did what I wanted to do, making so much money on their store, but I kind of missed out on it because I should say lack of money, one of them, and then lack of partners that willing to risk and take the steps that I'm willing to take.
right? So you mentioned just that willingness to take the risk.
Yep.
So that's interesting. You mentioned risk. How important do you think taking risk is in business and in trading in general?
I think the best way I can put it is that everyone has the idea. Everyone has a way to make money. Every person has something back of their head that makes them think they have the potential to be better than what they are. The difference between those people, there is other kind of people who have the same idea but they're willing to risk, and that's what makes them different. Those people with idea will stay with idea for the rest of their life. But those people that actually take the risk will achieve something, come up with the better ideas, and ultimately grow. So if you're not willing to take the risk, you're not going to grow. That's how I look at it.
So where does risk management come into all this? Because we talk about risk, and we may have listeners out there saying, you know what? Yeah, I need to risk it. You know what? Let me go ahead and take out a mortgage on my house, invest in this Amazon dropship education. What, so where does the managing of the risk come into this? Because I know it's super important in our trading. So what do you think?
Good question, bro. I actually have no answer really to it because the level of risk for everyone is different, right? Maybe
Right.
I say it's okay for me to get a mortgage of my house and invest in another business. And it makes sense for me because I have 5 houses, for example. I don't have 5 houses, by the way. I'm just giving example. But for someone else, maybe it's just too much of risk. So I would say something that you can actually recover from. You never wanna invest and risk what you cannot afford if all gone.
Right.
If the course for Amazon is 5,000, and if you lose $5,000 to someone, then it's gonna take you a long time to get it back. Then don't buy a $5,000 course. You start with a free YouTube channels, or start with a $500 course. If start with $1,000, I don't know.
Right.
So the level of risk, depends on level of your life and how you can actually handle the amount of money that you are willing to risk. But if you only have this one rule to yourself, I'm not risking what I can't afford to lose, you should be good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that with anything, with stock investments, cryptos investments, businesses. You go into the casino, shoot, you want to just blow 1,000 at the casino, that's fine. If you could lose it, whatever. So yeah, I think you really crushed it there, bro. Let's take a step back. I know you're in T dot. You're in the six with Drake. So yeah, you reside in Toronto, Canada now, and I definitely
Yeah.
got to come out there and see you soon. But where are you originally from, and did you like attend any colleges or anything like that before getting in trading and business? And I know you said you did the exchange, but even before that,
Yeah. Those are businesses, but I did study too. I'm originally from Iran. Proud of it actually. And I started studying, well, after high school, I started studying law. I became a lawyer actually. I did work in a, law field for companies for about a year and a half before everything changed for me. Everything changed for me to come back to Canada. Well, not come back, to come to Canada.
right,
And after that, I kind of stopped working as a lawyer. Once I came here, I decided to get a job in a field of law, but then not decided, they made me. Because in Canada, well, in Iran, the law is Islamic law. But in Canada, it's not religious, right?
right,
So everything that I studied for 4 or 5 years in back home, Iran, was useless here. I'm just gonna give you an example that's gonna blow your mind. So in Iran, if you hit someone with your car, if it's a man and you have to pay X amount of money as a fine, if it's woman, you pay half of it. And that's Islamic law. And something that it's gonna blow everyone's minds here, and like it just doesn't even make sense, but it is how it is, right? I couldn't use my degree for nothing. I remember when my first job here, someone found it for me. It was a Mevami food chain. I went there to get hired as a dishwasher. That was my first job in Canada. And they actually didn't hire me for being overqualified. I did the training and everything, and that was one of the lowest points of me in Canada in terms of like mentality, where it kind of hit me that, dude, you were a lawyer, you were going to courts with your suits and you're like everything, and now here they don't even hire you as a dishwasher. It was really hard for me, but thankfully I got hired in a gas station after that, and I kind of realized that I can't use my degree anymore. And since I was a kid, I was into the business. I was in my father's shop. We had a kind of a construction shop things. I was there working with him. Then I had my own business also while I was studying law. And then I decided to, you know what, let's forget about learning anything new in any college or something. Let's stick to business and let's just make that moolah.
What was your reasoning, or why did you want to come to Canada? Was there
Good question. I actually married at 19 years old with my wife, and she wanted to come here, and I decided to just follow her and come here too.
it might have been a great
Unlike
decision.
Yeah, unlike a lot of people in Iran that they wanted to get out of Iran, I wasn't really one of them. I always liked Iran. I still love it, and I tell them some days I'm gonna go back and live there. Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but that's just truth inside my heart. I like to live there a little bit. My parents are there, my friends are there. Um, you know, I came here because of the opportunities. I had always big dreams, and the life that I'm living right now is not even close to what I was dreaming. It's so much better. And when this situation happened that I had a chance to come in Canada, I told myself that, you know, a lot of things that is kind of a dream for you here, it would be your rights if you go to Canada, like a better car, better house, or everything. Let's go there and take the challenge. So I decided to come here, and I committed. That's all I can tell. I committed to being a Canadian, because a lot of people come as immigrants. Once they get their passport, it's like their insurance policy. They move back to where they are from, and then if anything happens there, they are Canadian, so they can run away and come to Canada. That's what most of the people do. But for me, it wasn't like that. I said, if you actually committed to come to Canada, be a use for the country, you know, be a better person, try to make it, and don't think about going back for now. And that's what I did.
Yo, that's what's up. Yeah, so
Thanks.
you mentioned that all right, so you come from Iran, you're a lawyer, you got businesses over there. You come to North America in Canada, and you're struggling to get basically a minimum wage job as a dishwasher. At that point, in that mindset, was there ever a point where you were like feeling overwhelmed, or like, man, what did I get myself into? Maybe I should just go back home and, you know, where I'm actually doing well already. What were you thinking during that time?
I got into that feeling, but not in that situation. I was strong enough to handle that and stick to the plan, basically. But it was an incident when I was actually, because I had no English, zero, absolutely zero. I was like, I am a book, but and that's actually one of the reasons it was hard to get hired anywhere because my English. So my brother-in-law that helped me get a job in gas station, he actually came with me for the interview, and the manager was like asking him because he was translating whatever he was saying to me, and he said, how can he work in customer service if he need a translator? And I said, let me just work for free. Within a month I'll learn the English too enough for the job. And I started working for free in that gas station. I think they did it for 2 weeks. They didn't do it for a month because I actually figured it out a little bit. But one day in gas station, the car wash was on maintenance, and I had to tell people that it's not working, right? So I didn't know the exact pronounce of the word. So I told the guy that car wash is on maintenance. And the guy kind of yelled at me, laughed at me that you don't even know how to pronounce it and thing. And once this guy left, the manager came and told me to go out, clean the garbage, and pick up the cigarettes, like the filters.
Yeah.
And once I was doing that after being like humiliated in front of everyone by client, well, customer, and then going and picking up garbage from ground, it actually hit me. That was really hard for me. I was thinking that, what the hell did I do to my life? Like, I was someone, now here I'm no one. And that was really hard for me. That's the point where I said, maybe it's a wrong decision, but I'm glad I sucked it up.
So you just basically, sucked it up and didn't let those emotions in that moment get to you. You just pushed through and you are basically okay the next day to go, huh? You just kind of let the emotions pass.
It took me a packet of cigarettes, but then I was good.
Do you ever drive by that gas station in your Beamer and throw up a big middle finger?
Oh, bro, I actually wash my car every time there for the same purpose, because that satisfaction.
Man, that has to be sweet.
Yeah, bro. I used to stand right in front of car wash at negative 40 degree here. And my job was to scan the car wash ticket for people. And every time it was a BMW there, I would stand there, make the guy wait a little bit because I just wanted to look at the damn car. And now when I go there, it's the pure satisfaction every time.
Man, that is definitely a made it moment where you can say, you know what? Like, it's just so symbolic. I made it,
I still go and smoke sometimes in the exact place I used to stand and smoke. It
kind of takes you back and humble you, huh?
Exactly. It remind me where I came from.
Word. So, yeah, I mean, that's really a testament to just not letting things overwhelm you, pushing through and overcoming. And, that's basically what we're always striving to do. So, that's an awesome story. Let's go ahead and keep it going. So, that feeling, you made it. Now, we talk about making it. We talk about success all the time. So, you start doing well at trading. You start your business. You feel like you made it. You have that full circle moment where you go back to the gas station and you're in your Beamer where you used to have to, wash Beamers. And let me ask you this: is there ever a point where you're gonna feel as if you made it and that's it, you've won, nothing more to do, where you just kind of set your sail and you're done? So like a point or
Good
even
question,
like a number
bro.
amount.
Yeah, that's kind of one of my fears. I don't want ever to get in that area that say I made it. I always try to bring up new desires for myself, new goals. So before I even achieve something, I try to know the next step after that achievement. So that kind of keep my engine running. But I would be lying if I tell you I never felt that. There was weeks, sometimes a month, that I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted a little bit of rest. And because I haven't actually take any vacation or something from 2018. Not because I don't want to, because I can't due to my citizenship status. Right now, I don't have my passport, and my PR card is expired, so I'm kind of stuck here till they send me one of these documents. And uh, there were times that I said, what am I doing? I just keep waking up 1 a.m. because my schedule is a little bit crazy compared to rest of Canadian. They go to sleep 11 p.m., 12 p.m. I wake up at that time, and then they wake up at 8, 9 a.m. I go to sleep at that time. So sometimes I tell myself, maybe you need a little bit of rest. Like, nothing gonna happen for 3 months if you just sit there and do nothing. But usually it's only 1 or 2 days. Maximum was, I think, a week and a half when I didn't want to do anything. It's, Grant Cardone says that's a poison. If you ever feel comfortable, that's when you're actually going to go down. You never should let yourself feel comfortable. You have to always try to achieve more. Back to 10x. You have to
What if
always
you got a
want 10
billion?
times more.
What if you're sitting on a billion? Are you gonna, or you think you still gonna have that in you? Because
I hope I have.
yeah, I
Like,
think it
if
is
I'm
something that we will have. I ask people this question because I just want to see what you will say. But all the people like us, bro, I think we gonna always have that in us, regardless. It's not even about the money in a way, It's just
Yeah,
about building
definitely.
and bringing these visions to life. I think I mentioned this
For sure,
before,
for
but
sure.
I was just thinking one day, I was like, yo, if I hit 50 million, I don't know, it was like on something, I was like, I'll invest in my business, I'll open a workshop here, I'll go to Hollywood and I can invest in a place where I can make my materials. Not for one moment did I ever think like, yo, at 50 million, like I'm good. Like I don't have to do anything. I like immediately start thinking about what I would want to do with that 50 million to invest in myself. So I think it is a cool
That's true,
thought
bro.
experiment.
Yeah.
So I wanna ask you this podcast. It's heavy on mindset. It's heavy on getting to know people so we can relate those stories basically to ourselves and we can level up ourselves. But one thing I notice in the mindset community, in the self help community, is just a bunch of scammy, no meat, no actual practical application. So one of the goals with the Winlife podcast is to always give practical application where people can take action and make change in their life. So let's kind of just talk about your trading. So I know you've been trading since 2018, you said. What would you say is your trading and investment style and or strategy?
Um, Good question.
I know we don't have charts, so this is that explain it with no charts moment.
Yeah. Um, I'm a strong believer in creating your own style. Okay. In my opinion, everyone is different, and you should create your own style of whatever you are comfortable with. But don't get confused with that you can do whatever you want. There is rules, there is mentors that gonna help you. Um, it's just the game is harder than you think, and it's not like you can just go there, create your own style, and make it. You actually have to listen to a lot of people, absorb a lot of information, and after some times you will be able to come up with your own style. Um, I would say my trading style is GPG style because I literally learned from others, made my own thing. I made my DMA. I also made another tool called Fibonacci, which in the other way we call it GPG levels. It's kind of a Fibonacci based indicator, just like DMA that is, EMA based indicator. And these two tools basically telling me what to do, you know?
Right. Is there is there any like psychological layer to your trading? I know like a lot of us that came up under Forexia, we pay attention to things like traps and market manipulation and
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, that's what I did basically. These tools didn't come out of like nowhere. They are based on trap trading. I decided, well, I saw the trap trading and learned it from Mark and Dylan. Learned risk management from Brandon, and then also moving averages from Brandon too. And then I decided to create these tools in a way that catch that traps for me. So like right now, if I say I'm taking that DMA retest, I can't agree with someone that says it's just the EMA retest. I studied that average so much that I know a trap will end up there. There would be other EMAs that will be respected along the way, or it maybe, after breaking what DMA is. However, those are not inside of a trap. Once I have the setup, it's a trap setup. So definitely my style is trap trading, but the tools that I made will catch the trap for me, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna give you an example. Today I was in a trade Euro Canadian. In case you wanna go and check the charts, it's 30th of September 2021 where we're talking about today. It's Thursday. And I did analyze this pair for about 1 second. I opened the chart in 4 hour, DMA crossed down, I saw a retest, I said this is a sell. I went to lower time frame and said it's ready. And I got in. I got in with about 20 pips stop loss, currently floating in about 120 something pips, which is 1 to 6, very good for a day.
Nice.
But if I wanted to go over like trap and identify those trap, I couldn't do it in that fast pace, But using DMA allows me to see traps in a way that I don't have to catch them. DMA will catch it for me. So, yeah.
Okay. Yo, nice one on EuroCat. I definitely took it for 100 pips last week and got stopped out in profit. If I would have left more room for my runner, I'd be, 300 pips with you. But yeah, beautiful trade, bro. I'm glad we CAD, man. I love it.
Yeah, still cat.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what would you say is the most important part of trading? The most important thing in trading? You can put it down to one thing.
To one thing only?
One thing only.
Risk management.
Hey, I would second that. Why would you say risk management?
Because if I actually would learn about risk management earlier, I would be so much better than what I am right now. You are my trade buddy since, almost the day one that it actually meant something. Before that, it was just all buying courses, signals, buy a robot, and then just keep losing money, not knowing what the hell happened. But when I came to Forexia, that was actually real life trading and learning everything. Honestly, bro, you're one of the blessing in my trading journey that I had. A trade buddy that I never had. It's crazy amount of time we talk together, how close we are, so many things we know about each other's lives without even seeing each other once. And, you know, those days and nights where I was coming to you and tell you I blow another account and you said why, and I said again I over leverage, and you would tell me, dude, come on, why are you doing this to yourself, you gotta stop that shit. These are exact words that Delvin used to tell me, because I blow 23 accounts. He was sick of me over leveraging. And so I think that risk management, thanks to Brandon, he really is. Once he sent me a voice.
Oh yeah.
And that voice kind of hit me. He literally told me, you got no chance if you keep doing this. It's just matter of time. You say trading doesn't work and you quit. And then I told myself, I don't want to do that. And then so the answer was to stop over leveraging. And after that, I swear to God, I never risked even 2% on a single trade. 1% all the time. Even if I went lower than that, sometimes I go lower than 1%. My account is, big enough to have a good return even with 1% and 0.5% risk. But I mean, other traders, they talk about 3 to 5%. Like when I hear it, it just reminds me back the days I used to risk 30% per trade. And I'd be like,
Dude, I was lecturing you this week about raising your risk. That's ironic.
yeah,
I
I
was
know.
telling you, bro, raise your risk a little. What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
So you really have come full circle with that.
Yeah, I think risk
Yeah.
management is the most important one because a lot of people might say psychology, and I understand why they say it. But believe me, if you lower your risk, psychology is just not gonna be there. Those freakouts, closing early, going break even too fast, closing half of it, not waiting for your stop loss hit, all these things are a result of your risk. If you risk too much, you're gonna make errors. And that's what I said in my boot camp. I said 90% of psychological errors comes from risk and the amount that you can't handle it. Even if you say it's only 1%, man, what do you mean? That's your that's your thing. You can't even handle 1% risk. You mad about it, change yourself. Or if you can't change yourself, change that percentage. You can't change that easily, you know?
Yeah, you're gonna have to change yourself, and you're gonna have to be okay with losing in this business. There's just no way around it. And me, I was the worst at it. I would be crying and just a little punk about it. But these days, I'm literally emotionless. But a lot of it does have to do with risk management, of course. And another thing that's helped me is I have a very objective setup now where I basically have to take it if I see it. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. But before it was very like vague entry rules and I wasn't sure where I would enter. And it'll have me like staring at a chart, closing, re-entering and all that junk. So just having that objective setup has definitely helped me, with everything, that in hand with risk management. And bro, you did talk about your DMA, and I know maybe people are gonna be like, "Yo, what's DMA?" and what is Fibonacci and all that. We're just talking about Human's trading system, and he does teach it. We'll make sure to link his site in the description of the podcast. So if you're watching, you want to click, you go ahead and click it right now. Go learn from him. But yeah, he's really just talking about his method, guys, and you'll notice as I bring different guests on the show, they'll all have their own thing, their own style, and that's just the beauty of it. And we wanna really learn from all these styles and investment types and find our own way, just like Human was saying.
Definitely. Yeah, it's not a holy grail. It's just something that works for me, and I made it up myself. A lot of people are using it. Some people don't even like it. It's up to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I made my own. I had the Winlife signature, but
Yeah.
now I developed something called my trifecta, and I'm not even teaching it. Not even really sharing it. It's just for me, and it's my style, and it's how I like it, and it's made trading a lot more doper.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what's something everybody in trading should start doing?
I think one of the things is start blaming. In my opinion, one of the problems that a lot of traders have is that they blame the wrong thing. They blame their mentors, they blame their strategy, they blame their brokers. But if they actually blame themselves for falling for the scam, blame themselves for not willing to do the work and then they went to get a signal, if they thought a robot can make them rich and they spend so much money on a robot to invest for them, these are all of these, you are the blame, you are the one to blame, not anybody else. And a lot of people don't do that. And as a result, they struggle for years. They don't even know it's their fault. So I would say the trading community need to get real with themselves and stop blaming others for their results. The other thing they should do is actually backtest it. I don't see so many people backtesting it. Like even if I tell them that I have DMA and it's so accurate, like look at here in 1 hour you can just take that retest and write it for 3 days. Because yesterday with the same retest, I was up about like 500 pips on different pairs, and if you give it to someone, they will go ahead and test it in a real account, which I would never do. Like if you give me one system, the first thing I do is I go to TradingView and start backtest at least 2-3 months before it. Majority of people actually start taking live trade with it. So I think lack of backtest is one of the big issues, and lack of accountability. Accountability is your thing, Elvin, I know, but I just stole it
Yeah, I
from
was
you.
gonna go there. Yeah, so stop blaming, be accountable,
Yeah.
and I think that is the most one of the most important things people do need to do, because even if you did get scammed, your broker did screw you over, if it was just an error, maybe you had a power outage, on your block, you couldn't control that, and it happened right as you were setting your stop loss, or I don't know, something that messed you up. You still have to find a way to make yourself accountable, and not in a blaming yourself, being negative, but just in a thinking a way of solving problems. So I always say, if your broker is manipulating you all the time, stop complaining about the broker and switch brokers,
Yeah.
okay? If you have power issues, or if your power goes out multiple times, or if your internet is flaky, maybe you need to get a mobile hotspot or a second internet connection or something to solve the problem, or go to a new internet provider. So when you have that mindset, you're going to find ways to get past your problems and basically level up faster. Like if you keep taking a certain setup and it keeps messing you up, there's no need to keep crying about the market maker stop hunting an area. Figure out how they keep stop hunting that area, and then maybe you could even sell the stop hunt, or maybe you can even buy after the stop hunt. So everything that we don't take accountability for, it will eventually come back to bite us, and we have to basically find a way to get around it, and we have to work with the market. There are certain things we can control, certain things we can't, and I mean, that's why we focus so much on the risk management part,
Yeah.
right?
Like let's say if you're buying a house from a realtor, it's a like pre-construction, because there's usually so many hidden things in there. If you buy a pre-construction and your realtor forgets to tell you that there would be like X amount of dollar fee when you're closing, and then by the time you're going to close the house and like basically get it, then you have to, let's say you have to pay $20,000 and you didn't know, your realtor didn't tell you. Whose fault is here? It's realtor fault that didn't tell you, because you are not a realtor. They're there to help you. But if you keep the same realtor for the next purchase, then whose fault is that? If the same thing happened, whose fault is that? Is it again realtor fault to forgot to tell you again, or it's your fault that you didn't actually go and look for a better realtor? That's same thing Elvin is saying. If your broker keeps stopping you out when sometimes price is not even there, they open up the spread and take you out. I swear, once I was in a trade, price was had about 5-6 pip different with my entry, and then all of a sudden my position was disappearing. Like it just disappeared. And then I went there, it showed a stop out. Price was 5-6 pip different from my entry. It wasn't my profit. How could it just take my stops out? If I continue trading with that broker and this thing keep happening to me, then it's my fault. You only can blame them once, and that's because you were learning your lesson. But if you keep blaming them, then you are avoiding or ignoring to learn that lesson. That's your fault.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. Make me have a flashback to when I got my Trust wallet hacked. But trust me, I
Oh yeah,
learned,
I
no pun
remember the
intended,
day,
I
bro.
learned
You were
some
so
lessons.
pissed.
Yeah, it was embarrassing too, but we learn from it. We
Yeah,
all
man.
we all make mistakes.
Yeah, I lost my Bitcoin
Yeah, I
wallet too.
appreciate it. You did?
Yeah.
Was it hacked or someone fished you?
No, actually, I have someone told me that you have to keep this 12 phrase seed word somewhere really safe. I was like, who holds 12 word in somewhere really safe? I didn't, and an account was kind of blocked. They wanted that word, those words, and I didn't have them, so account was gone. I had about
Ouch.
500 or $600 Bitcoin at the price of 5,000, and that's
Oh,
wallet is
okay.
still out there.
That's like 4 grand right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to ask you like a few more questions.
Sure.
I know you got to get to the track today. So you already told me that.
Thanks, bro.
So okay, so this is a question I like to ask to give people who are investing or who are aspiring to invest just a kind of a reference. So the question is, you have $1 million to invest. What are you putting that million into? You can divvy it up however you want.
For $1 million. Good question. So for $1 million, I definitely have about I'll divide it by 10%, 10%. Okay, so then I can have 10 different opportunity to invest that money. And then for the 10 different things that I would do is one of them is definitely Forex. The other one would be buying some sort of coins that I know have a really high potential for a long term. So I would be investing some of them on cryptocurrencies. I don't think I will invest anything on a stock because in terms of trading, Forex, crypto, and stocks are pretty much in the same family, and when I have two of them, I don't really like stock, to be honest. Then I would go for the businesses. One of my favorite thing is find people who are so passionate about something but they don't have money to pursue their dream, and give them the money, help them pursue their dream, and buy the share of their company before it even starts. That's my favorite thing, to be honest. So I will definitely invest 2 to 3 different person who have great ideas and they don't know how to do it. I actually have a good business experience too. I can be a help to someone who needs to start or grow a business to help them, get it in a better ways. After that, I would definitely have a down payments for a warehouse. I would not really like to buy a house in the way that people like go and live there. I like to buy a commercial real estate or a warehouse because I know the future of businesses, and I know they need warehouses and spaces more than storefront. All right, so I will use my information to buy a property as well, which is a commercial property, and definitely a percentage goes to have fun too.
Right, you got to invest in yourself. I like
Yeah.
that. You basically saying you'll start like a small venture capital fund there. That's dope.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
That's something I really wanted to have myself. All right, so because when I came in Canada back in 2014, one of the first business ideas that came to my mind, and I swear to God, it's so hot right now. And by the time I wanted to do it, there wasn't even an application for it. I wanted to start a car wash business. All right, so I wanted someone be able to go to my website. I honestly wasn't thinking of an app, but later on, that app came up a lot more. I thought that app would be cool too. I was thinking that someone can go to the website, schedule the day and time he wants his car to be washed, and well, people will be at their house and wash their car, basically. That was my idea back in 2014, but I had no one to actually invest on me. There was one person who decided to kind of, he told me to start my car, wash my car as a start of the business. I washed his car. He did pay me kind of a tip or something. I was so disappointed, but it was a big 7-seat car that I washed, and I kind of
You
leaked
got
the
like
car. It was
$5
so
or something.
clean. Sorry,
What did he give you? $5?
30 actually.
Okay.
Yeah, $30, but I bought about $40-$50 stuff to clean his car. So it was a loss at the very start.
But you still
But,
had the product, like the stuff to wash the next car, though, right? Like you had leftover supplies.
a little bit. I
bit.
had to buy another one for the next car too.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when basically that was the time I really wanted someone to tell me, "Hey, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna give you this $20,000 and go ahead, create that website that you want, hire people, buy the products that you need, the machines that you need, the van you want, whatever you need. Here is the money. Go take it, and I'll take 30 or 50% of the income every month." I would do it with my eyes closed. Like, I would be so happy that the opportunity opened up to me like that. And that's one of the reasons I want to do it. I want to help humans. I want to help Master GPGs that didn't make it, and they're looking for someone who trusts them and invest on them. I want to be that person who does it.
Okay.
You sure can make a lot of money investing in different ways that I do, but it's not all about money, it's about satisfaction too. I think seeing someone young building their dreams with your money, and then you also have a share and you're making money, it's a total satisfaction, bro.
So what would you do if money was no object, if it didn't matter? You basically just help people in any way
Oh,
you can?
definitely. I would have, I would probably teach trading to everyone.
Yeah, I noticed with all the people I've interviewed so far, it's usually coming down to like, yeah, I'm getting money. Because, the people, you guys are people that I look at either as colleagues and or look up to and respect. And I know you guys are all crushing it in your respective fields. And I always want to know, like, if the money is not important, what's up? Like, what drives you? What gets you out of bed? And I noticed a lot of us, we really want to help others. And it seems like we all love to learn. Like, we learn stuff. We go, me and you, we get obsessed. Like, one week you're going to be a DJ and you learn everything about DJing. And then I go learn everything about growing. And it's like we just, we go in. But with all that knowledge, it's like, man, we want to bestow it on other people. We want to teach people. We want to share like all this cool stuff we know. And it's like people are drawn to us for that same reason. And I mean, that's why what have we done? Like, we've each done like probably like 500 webinars for students. We're always looking for new mediums to connect and share knowledge, like right today, right on this podcast,
Yeah, definitely. For me, bro, it's money is good. Nothing wrong with money. I really, a lot of people don't like money and they're like, it's evil and something, but I like money. I think it's going to be hard without money, But if we want to say forget about money, I would say satisfaction. What makes you happy? What puts a smile on your face? You gotta do that. Most of the time that needs money. I'm gonna tell you right now. Like, for me, one of the new hobbies that I have, I actually tried a lot of things. When I got actually into the money, I tried a lot of things that I always wanted to try, but I never could or didn't. For example, when I was back home, buying a drum kit was just never gonna work for me. Or buying a percussion would never work. But when I actually got the money and I could kind of do it, I bought a drum kit for myself. I sent a video to Elvin. I bought a percussion. I bought a DJ player for myself to play around it. Didn't pursue any of it, but it was just that making me happy, smile on my face, that look at that drum kit so beautiful in my basement, or look at that percussion. I love how LED lights on DJ player, goes up and down. Or one of my new hobbies, taking my car to track and drive it like I stole it. That's my thing. And that takes money too. But you have to, if it's not about money, it has to be about satisfaction. Now, sometimes some people don't like to have some sort of experience on themselves. For example, taking it to track. A lot of people, if you tell them I'm taking my car to track like 2 times a week, they'll be like, are you crazy? You're going to kill your car or blah, blah, blah. But that shake of the hand after driving in the track is all I need. It makes me happy. So that's what I'm going to pursue. If there is no money involved, I'm just going to pursue happiness.
Happiness is what it's all about. The money is just a tool to get us that happiness and give us the space, give us the freedom to do those things that we want to do. And of course, we're able to help other people because first we got to be able to feed ourselves, to help ourselves. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful, bro. Okay, we're gonna let you get out of here and get to the track, but I know I have a couple questions. I know you drive your Beamer. What type of Beamer is it?
It's an M550i 2020.
Okay,
It's
so
basically somewhere between for those who are not a car guy, my car is somewhere between regular sedan with a super sport model of the BMW. It's called executive model between us because we have a key that it can change it from comfort to sport plus, and then you basically drive 2 car. You can choose to go slow and steady like a CEO, very comfort, or you can choose to be a beast mode and beat the shit out of every car. It's kind of a sleeper. I like it.
I know you had that car as your wallpaper for like 2 years before you even manifested it, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I had the exact same car with exact same color, both in interior and exterior. Exact same color on my background back in 2018. Still, when I go to Google Photos, because it actually saves the dates you actually downloaded the picture. The date that I downloaded the picture was the day this car was released in 2018, I think September, and this new facelift, and I fall in love with it. And currently I'm driving the exact same one.
Hey, yeah, I seen the videos, man. Y'all on something else out there. So
Thanks, bro.
look like Fast and Furious.
I want to race Brandon one day because we both like driving. So I want to race him. If you can hear this, come to Canada, bro.
He gonna have to import the Evo.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So last question. This is the question we like to exit the show on. So let me ask you this, Mr. GPG. What does winning at life mean to you?
Winning at life to me is being satisfied. It's winning at life means if they tell you you're gonna die in a couple hours, you tell them no problem, it was a good run, let's go. If the time they tell you that you're gonna die tomorrow and you're full of regrets, you didn't win your life, you lost it. But if you actually have no regret when you're dying and you have a smile on your face when you go out of this world, you are the baller.
Thank you. Great answer there.
Thanks, bro.
So yeah, I really want to just thank you for doing the show, brother, for taking time out of your day to just drop some jewels and really share your story, because I think your story like you said one day, you told me this years ago, you want a movie on your life. And I think your life is really it really does deserve a movie. You come from the humblest beginnings to get to, high social status, high just expertise in crushing it in your native country. Then you come to North America, to Canada, just to do it all over again, to work your way back up to the top. And I think that is one of the traits I see in winners is even when they're knocked down, even if they are considered a loser or not where they want to be, it's just some innate force within them that propels them to their goals, to their desires, and they get there. And you are one of those people, brother.
Thank you so much, bro. I actually love, one of the biggest street in Canada is called Yonge Street. If I ever make a video of my life, I would call it the Wolf of Yonge Street. But yeah, thanks for
The
having
bear,
me, bro.
the bear of
Yeah. Thanks for having me in your podcast, bro. It was so good. I listened to the other episodes and I couldn't wait for mine. So thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Is there anything you want to add before we get out of here? Any sites or places people can reach you at? I'll be sure to put it in the description, of course.
Yeah, so the links will be down. I would be happy if you guys click it and check it out. If not, it's all good. If you know us, thanks for spending another hour for me and listening to what I have to say. If you're new, I want to thank you again. I hope to see you more in my sessions.
Perfect. And on that note, we're out of here. It's Elwin signing off. Winlife Podcast. Peace.
Peace out.